time to knock some things off your bucket list. First up, travel the world. If you've always wanted to visit Hong Kong or vacation in the Swiss Alps and wondered what it was like, well, Jeanette, Evette, and Tina got the scoop for you. These jet-setting divas are always at some fun and exotic place experiencing the best of what life has to offer. And each week, they'll tell you all about it. These ladies are always high-flying loads of fun.
Hey, I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina, and we are the jet-setting divas. Hey, ladies, what's going on in the world of travel?
I don't know. I saw something about a ground stop at Hobby Airport in Houston. Did y'all see anything about that?
No,
I did not.
I didn't.
I didn't read specifically into it to see what the details were, but I just saw like a headline.
Okay,
the plane's been going that I know of, no problems. So
yeah, but I did see that there was a guy in Atlanta who went to stake out the Heathrow.
I saw that too.
It was an incident
on his tail, and he had a AR, whatever them big guns. And he was going in there. He had like 27 rounds. He was going in there to do some damage.
He absolutely was.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
But I thought you was about to talk about, because I saw something about 2 flight attendants from 2 different companies had a knockout fight in Atlanta.
I did see that.
No, Tina, talk about the guy at the guy in Atlanta. No, Evette, he was about to really kill a lot of people.
I think he had been in prison. He suffered through mental issues. He told his family he was getting ready to go do something, and they didn't know where he was going, but they called 911 as soon as he left, and they went to the airport, and they identified who he was, because he just literally pulled his truck right up in the front, and he went to go walk around by TSA and by the security check-in, and they caught him. But when they went in his truck, he had like 27 rounds, an AR-15. He was going in there to see where he was going to station, and he was going back to that truck and go get that gun.
Okay, so he didn't have anything when he went in. He didn't have anything on him at the time.
No, but what he did was he went in to scope it out. That's what he went in and scoped it out, and there was a lot of people. There was 50 people at TSA, and he went back to the truck, and luckily when he came back in, by the time he came back, they got him.
Yeah, because you can't be leaving your vehicle right there. They are very strict about that.
The door. Yeah, that was crazy. But you know what? If his family hadn't called, he was just a regular white guy walking in there, and he could have he didn't have no luggage, no nothing. But if he would have came back, I don't know if he was going to put on a jacket or something, but he was coming back to kill.
Well, I'm glad they got him.
I'm glad.
And luckily his family did call, because, he was a white guy, and he didn't really look suspicious. And with him being white, a Caucasian, and they probably would have let him go, so.
I don't know. That was scary.
And what they always say for white guys, that they have mental issues.
Yes.
So.
And with all this stuff going on, I found it, how you go out and, when you're dropping off somebody, they got 50 million cops out there making you move and car along. There was nobody out there.
Really? No, because they usually are.
You can't get out the car.
You can't sit here.
It was crazy. But yeah,
it depends on who you are. They will make us move, but this man, they didn't make him move. He went inside.
Dropping off or anything. There was just nobody there to tell him, you can't just park your car and get out. But privileged people, they get these privileges that everybody else don't get. And maybe that person was, on the other end, but they should have had people up and down. I mean, it's too crazy. They need to have security up and down those walkways, because you don't know what they could be dropping off a bomb. And keep on moving.
Parked and walked in, like of course, with his privilege, he walked in, walked to TSA, he walked around, walked back outside. It wasn't nothing.
I was like, Yeah, that was crazy. But I guess you can get in line. You know how you can get in line if you're not getting in the pre-check side or whatever. I don't know.
Did he have a ticket to get on a plane?
No, he didn't have a ticket. But you know how you can go and you could just walk up on the side with people who don't have like TSA privileges. He, just through the security line, you could have just gotten the line. Nobody ever asked, let me see your ticket. So I don't know. But I just think this should be a tall tale. They need to have security up and down, always looking for suspicious activity. See something, say something. They telling us they need to have somebody.
Yeah.
But I mean, Evette going to them two chicks that was fighting, that was a flight attendant and a gate agent. That was crazy.
Oh, that's what it was. I just saw something, but I know it was from two different companies.
Yes, it was kind of like what we do. You walk up, she probably was trying to catch a flight. It was a gate agent and it was a flight attendant. And I didn't see the blows, but I saw they was finna
I told y'all them GAs are
So where was this at?
No, I don't remember where it was, but it's been some crazy nonsense. They had another lady who had an altercation with a man on a plane, and she went ahead, got off the plane and everything. But she must have been suffering some kind of mental episode also, because she was waiting for the person to come off the plane, and she said, "Oh, I got something to say to somebody." They deboarding the plane, and she had already gotten off, and she was waiting there. She was, and they had to like restrain her. She said, "I need to go get my phone," but she had her phone in her hand, so she was trying to go back through the jet bridge because whoever she had that altercation with,
you can't. That's a no. Once you go, you can't come back.
I guess she said she was gonna do some get back.
I'm telling you, these people, they have done some of the crazy stuff. And then you see, I even seen a plane bump another plane and make it go into the ocean. I don't know. It was for one airline, and I guess two planes bumped, and they must have been close to some kind of water. And I guess they waiting for the black box, but the other plane was in motion and it slid off the runway and it went into the ocean.
It didn't have people on it, did it?
Yeah, it was a plane that was leaving.
Oh my goodness.
And they still trying to figure out what happened there. I just heard that one today. It's just crazy. Drama is just continuing on. And so now, it's probably finna really get crazy around the holidays.
Yep.
And Halloween and all this other stuff. But I'm here to tell you, but I don't know about y'all, but AWS, which is a cloud-based service for Amazon, they had an outage. So let me lay it out to you. Amazon Web Services, they are the backbone of infrastructure for most companies, banks, healthcare systems, airlines, because they are cloud service that, handles all of the AI and all of the data. Well, they had an outage, and see, they didn't say anything immediately. So, until people started saying, things are moving slow. I don't know if you were at home and your Alexa was saying not online. They had to take that because it's also the infrastructure for all of the Alexa systems, any voice activated Siri, all of them are running through.
You know what? Mine was out on Sunday. Sunday night, mine was out.
It's been out for crazy reasons, and it's like, why things are not working? Well, they had an outage, and they said it wasn't a cyber attack, but it has impacted. Like I'm in the healthcare industry, and a lot of our data run through a cloud-based system, so that physicians can give care, and it was just moving really, really slow. So it didn't impact them in that way. But if you were on Venmo, Snapchat, all of these other places, they were just out. They couldn't even access yesterday. Go figure. Okay. So and I just say that because we heavily rely on on cloud-based services and data centers in order for us to get everything in our life. So you just imagine if you can't have access to your money in your bank, your credit cards are not working, you can't get your care because no one can access any information. You know what? We put ourselves in a vulnerable position with Amazon owning all of our cloud-based data. I just gotta say, it's me.
What do you all think about that? Because I mean, I started thinking that maybe I should have some cash at home because I mean, people have talked about what if the banking system goes down? Should you have, and you can't get to the bank and get cash? Should you have bank? Should you have at least maybe $1,000 at least at home in case that happens? What if
Put
the
in the
grid
safe.
goes down? Should you have a power supply? I just ordered two. I just ordered two solar powers backup little power banks to have here at the house, and then I'm even looking at getting a generator for my home because I'm thinking that if the grid goes down, which they're saying is a big possibility, that I'll have a backup for home.
Yeah, or like a Generac or
Or generator for my house. Yeah.
Yeah, the Generac
Because
is
they're saying
good.
even Trump, even President Trump said here recently, what if the grid go? He said this in the past week or so. What if the grid goes down? Everybody's saying, what if the grid goes down? And what if it goes down for a while? Because the grid could,
Yeah.
you
And
know, what do we do?
things that you need like gas. Everyone pays with Apple Pay or some type of wallet or their credit card. If those systems are not working, and gas stations aren't going to just let you get gas, so you need cash. That may be an option for cash. You may go somewhere in a grocery store. I went to Kroger's like about a month ago, and the entire shopping center didn't even have power. So they was like, well, only people who can pay cash can actually buy stuff in the grocery store. And we're a cashless world. We're a cashless society. So, it does make you think having cash handy and available, and I'm thinking these younger generation, they don't even know what cash is, not like we do. And, just having stuff, bottled water in your house and, it's like not that we're in like a depression or anything, but we got to have some backup stuff because we are relying on our cell phones and TVs and things that have to be plugged in order for them to work. And that is not a good thing.
Right.
I was going to send you all those, these backups, power supplies that I have that I purchased. I'll send you all those, and then even these backup generators that I'm looking at.
Yeah. You have to be careful with generators. Generators run on gas and things like that. And
that's why I said, are you getting the Generac?
Yeah,
the Generac
gas.
I'm kind of looking at something similar to Generac. That's what I'm looking at.
But it's good. My sister has a Generac, so whenever everybody power and stuff go off because of the weather or whatever, everybody ends up at her house because she has a Generac.
Yeah, because you got to be careful. As they've been out of home.
Oh, they're saying that we all should be that way because we're looking at the power grid possibly going down. Have you all even seen about that digital ID that they're doing over in Europe now, where everybody is having to go to the digital ID? If you don't go over to the digital ID, you can't get on a plane anymore. You have to get at the digital ID.
Well, your passport is about to go digital.
Yeah,
I did read that. Your passport is about to go digital.
But again, what happens when technology breaks?
Right.
What happens?
Your paper, have your passport with you.
Yes, you need to still have your tangible goods with you. That's why I'm saying we live in this middle world of everything is technology, but we came from an old school where we know we had to have a car with the radio in the car, one of the old transistor radios and all of those old school things that plug into a wall or operate on batteries and operate on things that wasn't connected to a data center or a system. We know what it's like. I think I'm gonna get me a transistor radio.
Oh, I want a radio. Yes, in case we need to talk to somebody. Absolutely.
Because I'm telling you, we get into this time, but you think about all the information that's going through these grids, and I gotta delete 1,000 emails every day so I can keep my email flowing because I've been having my email for 30 years, and now all of a sudden they're telling me, oh, if you want to keep all of this stuff, then you're going to have to pay. So I'm just going to delete.
Mine is doing that too. I have one. It was like, you need some more memory, some more space, or whatever. You need to pay $10.99 a month, or whatever. I was like,
Wow.
you can have that email.
Yeah. I have an email. It's just I have stuff in there, from when my kids was in elementary school, teachers in school districts and people. I went back. I have deleted from 2007 all the way to 2013 worth of emails. I'm like, why do I even still have this? But I want the email, and I don't want it to get. I don't want this particular one. I don't want to stop. It's easy to just move over to the next one, but you got so much stuff in there that financial stuff that I'm like, I ain't ready to go through all that right now.
Yeah.
But again, that's me, one person. I got 6,000 emails in an email box. It's time to purge.
You got to get rid of some of that stuff.
Just imagine millions of people. We're taking up cloud space and data in our world. That affects our power grids, and it's crazy. So we definitely have to understand that we saving a lot of stuff, but the grid is overpowered now.
Yeah, it can go down at any time. So
yeah, and we saw that when that big storm came in Texas and wiped off everybody's power, and nobody knows back to the cold. So it's just a lot of things. And we're going to have a cold winter, so we get prepared. In Texas, there is be a cold winter.
I'm definitely looking at getting something like the Generac for this winter.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at doing something within the next month or so before this winter.
So Evette, tell us about some chronicles over here. Well, anything crazy been happening out there in your world?
You told me something this week, Evette, like they called you to the airport, you got sent back home. Tell us about that story.
No.
Some things are proprietary, so we're gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I got to fly with an all-black. Well, I flew with an all-black crew last week.
That's cool. That's so cool.
I flew with my pilot and co-pilot were African American, were melanated. And then because I was on a small plane, I was on a CRJ 200, so I was the only flight attendant. So this week I was on an ERJ 175, and myself and the aft flight attendant was African American, plus both pilots. So I got to fly with them for like 3 days. Okay. So, it was all, hey, and let me tell you, the gate agent. So when the plane pulled up, the gate agent can always see the pilot, through the window when they operate in the jet bridge. And she was a black lady. And so she said, when I looked in that plane and I saw 2 black pilots, and then when I opened that door, the door to the plane, wow. She was like, and I saw you. I was like, what in the world is going on? And she whispered in my ear and she said, everybody's black. And I said, the aft, you can't see them because they way in the back of the plane. And I said, the aft also. And she was like, wow. Oh my goodness. And then when we got ready, that was my last flight. 2 of them was staying, I think, but I think I was leaving. And I was walking through the jet bridge, and she said, no, where are you going? I got to take a picture of all of y'all.
Oh, she wanted a picture. That was black boy and black girl magic. Yeah.
And we was in Minneapolis.
Yeah, and you know what? And what was so funny is I think there were some other flights and other airlines. They also had like an all-black crew, and they have deemed, I guess, that weekend was like, black excellence, black melanated, flight excellence day or whatever, because they were saying that apparently, they've been seeing it more and more in a lot of different airlines. So if you go in, they actually creating a day for y'all. So.
I had to come had to have my domicile be Chicago in order to see this. I mean, 2 weeks in a row. Like all of us, our domicile, it was Chicago, but we flew back and forth from Chicago to Minneapolis. That was our trip.
Yeah. See,
hey, we saw that in Houston too. Remember, we saw online. We saw a group like that in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Houston,
Like
I think.
we saw two pilots. Remember, we saw online two pilots
And
like that in
the
Houston.
co-pilot from this week, actually, he lives in Dallas, and he
Wow.
was
Oh
flying.
wow.
He lives in South Lake. He was
Mhm.
he was flying, going back home when I was flying, coming back, going back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Wow.
And as we see, there are a lot of young
Oh,
Africans
they young.
that are going to fly,
Wow.
flight attendant and pilot schools.
Yeah, they going to the Air Force. They going to
Wow.
the Air Force, and they learning, of course, through the Air Force. The Air Force will pay for you, you
Mhm.
know, for your
Wow.
flight school, for
Yep.
flight school.
Yep. So
Yeah.
we see we're gonna start seeing a lot more of that too. So uh I can't wait. Hey, maybe one day I'll get on one of those flights.
And we also want to give homage to our producer. Sheletta makes me laugh because this year we've seen over 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs in this economy. And Sheletta, what she did last Friday, she had a job fair for Black women to connect with companies in the Minneapolis metropolitan area to find jobs. And Tina, you want to talk a little bit more about it?
Yeah, I think it was just a fresh idea that came
Mm-hmm.
from her reading and hearing about not only are they have the government shut down and DEI is now kind of been eliminated in a lot of organizations and big companies and if you'll see in any company that you may work with where we have the diverse ERGs and things like that, they've gotten rid of those roles and those positions which they kind of came out of HR. So by some means throughout this entire political process this year, we've seen that, and I think the number is well over 300,000 women,
It
Black,
is. Mm-hmm.
lost their jobs. I think
Yeah.
specifically that was kind of maybe more toward the DEI component of the job loss. But Sheletta just thought that hey, what can I do? And she is kind of one of those what can I do kind of people. And she, she got some contacts. She threw it together and she said, hey, come, it's free event. Come and meet and people that are hiring, get your name in front of employers because those opportunities don't really come for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We have LinkedIn, we have people that we know, because those days of going and filling out an application online and being seen, it's far between. It's who most of the times.
It is.
So I think she wanted to create a platform where they can meet people and they can see what jobs were out there and, kind of help them get back in the job market because not only there in Minnesota, but, there are a lot of places where people move to locations for jobs and now you're left without a job. So, where do you go from here? You don't have those same contacts or your industry is exhausted with people. So I think it was just a wonderful idea, that she had, and she, and she saw the need when she just put the call out there, and so many people came. So it was a thought, thinking, maybe I'll have a few people, but she had lines and lines of people. They were
She
bringing their,
did.
I mean, and it was
Oh,
kind of those, where do we go? We're in Texas. Where do we go? We don't have that kind of platform where we can say, let's go because a job fair is there. We go to a job fair and it may be, 400,000 or 500,000 people and, they trying to get in the door is hard. So I thought it was a
and
great idea.
I wish we had something like that. Another thing that I saw that she did that was just amazing last week was that she gave away she did a raffle and she gave away like two like either rent or mortgages. She paid 1 month or two raffles, 1 month either your rent or your
Oh,
mortgage
okay.
for next month.
Yeah.
So she even blessed two women with their rent or mortgage paid for next month. So Sheletta did some amazing things last week, and that's why we're wearing these t-shirts to give her kudos because she's out there doing big things in the Minneapolis metropolitan, and we're proud of her.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I am so happy for her.
Yeah,
They may not have honored her at the Emmys, but she is still
we will.
our eyes because I know
Yeah,
her passion is for giving and helping others. And, we just need more people like her.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, this has been great. And, this is another great week of, talking about those issues and things going on in the travel world.
Right. Always something.
Well, I'm Jeanette.
And I'm Evette.
And I'm Tina. And we are the Jet Setting Divas.
Tune in next Thursday when the Jet Setting Divas will tell you about another fun destination spot that you'll want to visit. For more on their excursions, log on to ShelettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
You know Sheletta makes you laugh, but did you know Sheletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Sheletta Brundage founded Sheletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShelettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShelettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast quality commercial content. And Sheletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Sheletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShelettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.
Hey, it's Sheletta. I'm here at Xfinity Mobile getting a new phone for my teenager. Great plans, reliable coverage, perfect for our family. Now my teen enjoys fast speeds to stay connected no matter where the day goes. Plus, get an extra line free for a year. Y'all better switch to Xfinity Mobile today.
When she walked in on her first day at Doherty Family College at the University of St. Thomas, she didn't know a soul.
I'm Zion, and I'm a second year at DFC.
A year later, and so many changes for Zion.
I love my friends here. I couldn't do anything without them. We support each other all the time.
At Doherty Family College, Zion also finds support on the academic side. Like all DFC students, Zion can count on a team committed to her success. Doherty Family College is Minnesota's affordable private college option. DFC students earn their associate's degree and then can transition to a 4-year college or university for their bachelor's. Many are students of color or first in their family to go to college.
It's nice to see people that look like you pursuing an education, wanting to succeed academically.
Zion encourages any high school student looking for a college home to do what she did and apply to Doherty Family College.
All the support you could need is here.
Ready to make your move and experience Doherty Family College for yourself? Then schedule your visit to the Minneapolis campus at dfc.stthomas.edu/visit.